I've seen your complaints online that it's really hard to find a cruise deal out there. So today I'm going to share the 5 ways that I find my cruise deals for my cruises coming up. So that way you can benefit from them as well. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. And getting a good deal on a cruise is a great feeling. But these days, it's not so much about getting like a bottom rate cruise price as it is just not paying a top rate. Because cruise prices have been going up and up and up over the last few years. That's not news. In fact, they've just been getting higher and higher. And so I'm with you on this, and I don't want to be paying more than I need to be paying for it. And it leads a lot of people to say, like, gosh, I really wish I could just find a really good deal. We've shared plenty of tips here on our channel, and there's videos that we've done about general advice about how to get a cruise deal. But today, I want to share 5 ways that I am going to save money on a cruise coming up and how you can as well in terms of booking a new one. Number 1, always book as early as possible. I know some of you are already rolling your eyes. Stay with me for a second here, because this is still the best mantra out there when it comes to booking a cruise. The earlier you can book the cruise, the better the price can be. If you can book your cruise 12, 16, 18 months ahead of time, you're probably going to pay a lot less than somebody who's looking to book a cruise like 6 or 9 months ahead of time. And this is especially true for popular times. If you're going on a cruise over spring break, Christmas, summer, you've got no choice but to book these cruises as early as you can. I can't tell you how many times you book a cruise like, 2 years in advance and think to yourself, oh, this is not a great price. And then 2 years later, you're like, wow, I paid a lot less money than most other people on board the cruise. Trust me when I tell you, booking as early as you can is the best route. So if you listen to no other advice in this video, that's number 1. Number 2 is something I'm taking more advantage of in order to save money, and that's to take advantage of casino offers. Now, full disclosure, gambling is addictive. Please gamble responsibly. That being said, there are some really lucrative offers in Royal Caribbean's casinos if you're willing to gamble just a little bit. Royal Caribbean gives you a point for every $5 you wager in the casino on a given sailing. And if you can get to about 600, 800, 1,000 points or more, you're going to earn certificates for a free cruise. Now, we've done videos about this in the past, and we'll link to it below in the description. But the important thing to understand is the casino offers for free cruises right now are probably the best deal out there. Some of these casino offers can be as little as $100 or $200 for the entire sailing. And basically, that's just port fees and taxes that you're paying. Now, of course, you need to gamble enough in order to be awarded some of these free sailings. And I'm using free in air quotes here because, of course, the wagers that you lose are money that you still cost you. So there is certainly the quote unquote total cost of the cruise. So this is why it's about being responsible with your gambling. Now, in reality, in my experience, I find that you can probably earn free cruise rewards without a terrible amount of gambling involved, or at least a terrible amount of losses involved. You don't need to spend, thousands of dollars in the casino in order to win a free $600 cruise. Depending on how flexible you are, of course, with your options in terms of the sailings offered by the casino, I still think it's one of the best deals out there, but you need to be smart about it. And number 1, when you get on board your ship, go to the casino, look for the offer sheet that's there, and scan that to see what available options there are at the different point thresholds. And I would go in with a budget of how much money you're willing to lose. When I go to the casino, I'll bring however much money I bring on board, a couple $100s, and I say, this is the money I am willing to lose. Meaning, if I go to the casino, I'm going to lose every single dollar of this and nothing more than that. And I think that's a really good approach to start with. Reality is you're going to win some of your bets. I mean, the casino is going to give you some money back. Hopefully, you'll win more than you lose. And I would say even worse yet or better yet, you would at least break even. Like you would win money, lose money, win money, lose money, but stay afloat so that you could keep wagering money. And that's really the secret. Because Royal Caribbean, in terms of the free cruise, doesn't care if you win money or lose money. It's about wagers in terms of how many times you actually make a bet. So number 1, start with slot machines. Don't waste your time on table games because for points, slots are way better. And number 2, just keep betting in order to show that your activity, and you want to keep accruing those points. And I think in practice, you'll see that you can get to about 800 points without a terrible amount of money being lost. Now, obviously, some people have really bad luck, and that could happen. And you could go through like $300 and only have like 150 points. It's entirely possible. But again, the law of averages, especially in the casino, at some point you're going to win money. And if you don't, switch machines at that point. But the casino offers are probably one of the better deals out there. And as long as you can gamble responsibly, it's the secret right now to the best possible deals. Number 3 on my list is to ask my travel agent for group rates. I can't tell you how many times I've spent hours looking for that perfect cruise and I find it. And then I email my travel agent or text my travel agent And they respond back, oh yeah, we already have this deal, but it's actually way better because we have a group rate for you. And I'm like, oh, I wish I knew about this ahead of time. So travel agents have access to group rates. When you're talking about booking cruise in general, the price is the same whether you book online with Royal Caribbean directly or with a travel agent. However, travel agencies have access to discounts and group rates. So discounts could be like residency rates or special discounts, but you need to know to apply them. And travel agents certainly know how to do that. But truly, it's the group rates that really make the difference, because when new sailings come out, a lot of travel agencies will grab different rooms and hold them for people within their group. As prices go up, those group rates remain the same and they appear much lower. And I can't tell you how many times I found amazing deals because of these group rates for various sailings. So ask your travel agent, hey, I'm looking to do a cruise to Alaska or the Caribbean or to Europe or wherever, and are there any good rates that you're seeing out there? The more flexible you are, you can really find some amazing deals. I'm actually going to post a link below our video to our sponsor travel agency, MEI Travel, who has a website you can actually go and look at these group rates without actually committing or signing up or sharing your email or anything like that. It's really simple, and it's my new favorite way to try to find group rates, although I still text my travel agent because it's a lot easier than that. Let's say you're looking for a last-minute deal in Alaska or Europe. Well, my strategy is to look right after final payment date, right around, let's call it 90 days or so. That's usually when you can find pretty good rates for last-minute deals in shoulder season. That's the important thing right there. So as an example, I would wager that you could probably find a really good deal on an Alaska cruise in September if you're willing to wait to the last minute to book it, again, right around 90 days or so. I can't promise you this will be the case, but I swear every year, right around 90 days or so beforehand, those September rates plummet because the reality is nobody wants to go to Alaska in September for a variety of reasons. It's a little colder, people are back in school, people are at work, there's a lot of factors involved. The same holds true for Europe if you're willing to go before the real summer push begins, especially in the months of May or June, or once again, just like Alaska, you're willing to wait for right around September or October. There are even sometimes really good rates in August for some of these places, but the key is to look for those shoulder season sailings and be opportunistic about picking it at the last minute. Now, keeping in mind, by the way, when you're doing a last minute cruise, you're not gonna have a lot of choices in cabins left. But if it's just two of you and you're not too picky about which type of cabin you have or where it's located, this can be a really good deal. And lastly, number 5 is to cruise from less popular home ports. So forgetting everything else, generally speaking, you'll find better prices for cruises that don't go out of basically Florida, or at least some more popular ports in Florida. Places I'm talking about are cruises that depart from San Juan, Puerto Rico, Galveston, Texas, Panama, which is kind of a new place to go to, and even Los Angeles. And the reason why these home ports are less pricey than other places is because there's just simply less demand. And so that results in lower prices overall. Now, again, this isn't across the board always the case, but I have found, generally speaking, you'll pay less for a cruise out of LA than you will out of Miami. And even Tampa, Florida, and Baltimore, Maryland are going to be less than, of course, a cruise out of Florida. There's a lot of other factors involved, like airfare, and I get that, but we're not talking about that in today's video. We're talking about how to get the best, lowest prices on a cruise and ways I look for it. And anytime I'm looking for a bottom rate price for a cruise without relying on the other 4 strategies I mentioned already earlier in this video, I will look at these alternative ports because they are tried and true as always being a little bit less than you'd find in some of the places that are more popular like Port Canaveral, Miami, or even New York. The bottom line is there are deals that be had out there, and if you use these 5 strategies, I think you're probably going to come away with a better price for a cruise. Now, obviously, if you're looking for Christmas, spring break, or super popular times of the year, there's not a whole lot of flexibility in terms of pricing to begin with, but if you have a little more flexibility, if you have a little more options in when you can sail and where you sail from or to, I think you can find some really great rates out there. Let me know in the comments, what are your top ways you're finding cruise deals today in 2025? Let me know in the comments below. While you're below our video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. That way, YouTube will let you know of a brand new video to share. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon.